those New Year's resolutions coming along. This year I have decided to add more veggies to my diet. So today on Trial by Fire Baking, we're going to make a carrot cake. To be honest, I've never been much of a carrot cake fan, but I am a huge fan of all things buttery and toasty and delicious, and this Stella Parks recipe ticks all of those boxes. So we're going to give it a shot. We start with melting some butter. We're actually going to make a brown butter. And today I'm making a tiny cake, so I'm not going to give you measurements, but I will post the recipe down in the comments. We'll start by melting this butter. We're going to let it start sizzling and popping and get some nice brown toasty bits. And once all of the noise stops and it looks nice and golden brown, we'll know we've done our job. Our brown butter's ready to go. Be sure and scrape up all of those good brown bits off the bottom before pouring it off. And here's the color we're looking for. That is beautiful golden brown. And just set this aside. Next up, I've got some white sugar and some brown sugar that we'll just add to the mixer. And then we'll get our spices going. I'm going to use some cinnamon and some ginger. We've also got some nutmeg and some cloves. There's that nutmeg going in. Not a ton of that. And then some salt, baking powder. I'm just going to put all this together so we can dump it in all at once. A little bit of baking soda. Yeah, and we'll mix that with the sugars. Now in the mixer, I've got the sugars, the spices, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And we're just going to add some vanilla. And then I'll add 3 eggs and mix to combine. Once the eggs are combined, we will slowly drizzle in that great brown butter that we made. Now I've got some plain white flour and some whole wheat flour. Just mix those together. And with the mixer on low, we'll add the flour. I may put brown butter in everything I make from now on. This smells so freaking delicious. Now we're just going to add in some shredded carrots. And I toasted some pecans. And we'll just fold that into the mix. And if you're following the recipe, as I get pecans all over the kitchen, we'll use 3 greased 8-inch cake pans and bake it in the oven for about 45 minutes at 350. We'll frost this cake with a cream cheese frosting, which is delicious. But just to gild the lily a little, we're going to make some carrot roses to go on top. So I've just peeled a carrot here. You need a pretty thick carrot. And then we're just going to take a peeler and press as firmly as you can until these first few you can't really use. But once you get kind of a flat edge, I don't know if you can see that, flat edge, then when you make your cuts, you get this fun little flat piece of carrot. Next up, we will bring 1 cup of water and a cup of sugar to the boil. Once the water and sugar come to a boil, we will add our carrot ribbons and simmer for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, we're going to turn off the heat and leave these carrots in the water until they're cool enough to handle. Once the carrots are cool enough to touch, we'll just fish them out of the water, and we'll start at the skinny end and just roll these up so that you get, eventually, this pretty little rose. Now we're ready to frost the cake. I've just added a quick crumb coat with the cream cheese frosting, and then I'm using a petal tip, you can see that, and we're just going to do a quick little design that's super easy but actually really pretty. I'm just going to go all the way up the cake with these diagonal stripes. Kind of pretty, huh? And once the cake is striped, we will just add our little candied roses kind of all around the top and wherever it looks like we need one. It's almost too pretty to eat. Keeping your resolutions isn't so tricky after all. Give this carrot cake a try. The brown butter and toasted pecans really put this one over the top. This has been another Trial by Fire. I'll see you next time.